Yeah, so are you ready to get into
Let's
this?
intro it, man.
Yeah. All right, what is up, everybody? This is the Fan Addicts, and today we're going to be covering our anime club. And for the anime club, there are quite a few things, not a lot of things in news, but we're going to go ahead and cover a lot of things. I know I gushed a lot this weekend, and we got your boy Sergio here, as well as myself, Shelby, and we will be your host. Now,
Let's just talk about Castlevania.
well, no, we're not there yet. Like,
Can
news,
we just stop there?
News,
All right,
motherfucker.
shit, what the fuck's the news?
All right, the news. So a lot of people to watch anime and whatnot. There are a lot of like streaming services.
Sure.
I know Crunchyroll is one of them.
The big one.
Yeah, Crunchyroll is the big one, but Crunchyroll also made VRV, and with VRV. Funimation is no longer part of the package because Funimation refused to renew their contract through Crunchyroll.
So
and
I thought it was VRV still has Funimation, but Crunchyroll for sure does not have Funimation.
Well,
Crunchyroll's streaming site for sure
Crunchyroll made VRV.
Okay.
As of right now, I don't know if they took it off. I know they're not renewing it, but it'll be all the Funimation stuff. Like it's like 200 shows that are being streamed live. They are going to be taken down.
It's the biggest
soon,
anime
so
breakup
watch it.
ever.
Yeah, it's like all of your English dub anime will no longer be available.
So like stuff like FLCL,
dude, Gangsta was sick.
Cowboy Bebop are no longer available unless,
Yeah.
guess what? You go straight to Funimation's own streaming site, which I'm assuming they're trying to promote by saying, hey, we're not going to be friends with Crunchyroll and VRV, which is blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's not that they're not friends. They were just like, oh, we signed a paper. We just didn't feel like signing it again. It's my bad.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
It's unconsumer friendly, man.
They're not on auto renewal. That's all. Just like how we are on PlayStation. But yeah, that was not VRV.
Anyways, let's keep talking about it.
But yeah.
So Bebop is gonna most likely leave Verve, right?
Well, Bebop is available on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
It's just only in Japanese.
So it's shared. Okay.
Yeah.
So you won't lose all your shows. You're
going to lose a lot of shows English dub. So all of you English dub viewers out there, unfortunately, you may not be able to join that. You just made that sound again, by the way. So what they ended up doing to kind of substitute that, if you still want your English dub anime, Crunchyroll ended up signing on with this group called High Dive, the streaming service known as High Dive that streams a fuck ton
which is dope.
of English dub. And I think we're watching No Game No Life. We actually just finished watching No Game No Life, the movie.
Yeah,
No Game No Life 0.
It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Also,
Like,
Made in
damn.
Abyss, which is a very popular anime from like 2 seasons ago, is
Increasing
now,
in popularity.
Is like now that it's available on Crunchyroll and VRV is supposedly really good, which I'm really excited to add it to our list. So I'm definitely going to be watching that. So it's good and bad. I mean, obviously some of my favorite animes are leaving, but in a sense, like I've watched all those. So
yeah, it's like you're not
sorry
you're
if you
unfortunately not, or you're fortunately not missing out.
I'm not missing much,
but for other people, it's like, damn, I had a bunch of shit on my watch list. Now I will not have it on my watch list anymore.
So pay another $20 for VRV. I mean, sorry for Funimation's own stream service, I guess.
Or just go on YouTube or something and
actually
watch that.
there's a whole aftermarket of websites that have free anime, but honestly, I'm a proponent for paying for your anime, even though I don't.
I support them, so that's why
actually, I use your account. So
well, yeah, he uses my account, but I support them. For years, I watched anime for free, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this and support.
I thought I was
community.
for music a lot too.
Yeah.
Anyways, so good.
Yeah.
Bad.
Next is Detective Pikachu is brand fucking.
That's unfortunately a thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a thing.
Should we play the trailer?
Detective Pikachu is a live action movie. Are you able to set it up right now?
Yeah, I can do it right now. Let's do this. All right, keep talking.
So Detective Pikachu is a live action Pokemon movie. It's basically like what if the Pokemon universe was live action versus cartoon
based
or
off
anime
a game.
style. Yeah, it's based off of a game. And
Pikachu talks. It's weird. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Pikachu is voiced by Ryan Reynolds, yes. But seeing the this anime style world in live action, I was not ready for it. It wasn't just like your basic CGI. Like I can see all the little tiny hair fibers on Pikachu. I was not ready. And for it to be voiced by Ryan Reynolds, like honestly, this movie was a lot more than what I actually expected. I think I'm actually gonna go and see this movie. I think I'm actually gonna enjoy it too.
No.
I think I'm going to enjoy it just because it's Ryan Reynolds. I think Ryan Reynolds, the fact that it is Ryan Reynolds, it is going to sell this movie. And damn, from what I saw in the trailer, it was pretty funny. A lot of what I also saw was horrific. Mr. Mime is the face of nightmares. Psyduck is the creature of nightmares. Like, damn.
Let's do it together.
Yeah, some of these creatures should not have been seen. We're going to go ahead and play the trailer, and you guys enjoy.
We'll talk.
We'll definitely talk through it, but it's like, yeah, enjoy this shit. Like, look at all this. You got Pokemon just fucking flying about.
I fucked up. There's no sound in the stream.
Oh, yeah, you did that, right?
Yeah. I know there is. Cool. Yeah. All right, I didn't fuck it up.
But, yeah, so...
Hold on. Dude, everything looks creepy as shit, by the way.
Everything looks real. Hence the live action. But yeah, it's horrific. Like, so, and then you got this guy.
He's trying to find his dad, apparently.
Justice Smith, whoever the fuck this actor is.
It's like he wants to become a Pokemon trainer, but didn't make it.
Yeah, I don't know. You're 10 years old. You got to fucking like take a test to be a Pokemon trainer. What, you showed up late to Professor Oak or whatever the fuck the professor is in your town?
He showed up right after Ash.
Like, oh, all 3 Pokemon in this town of like 900 kids are gone, so the other 897 kids can't be fucking Pokemon?
It sounds so weird, bro.
It sounds like Ryan Reynolds. I just imagine like this Pika gesturing.
What's that one movie where the black guy can understand animals?
Dr. Dolittle.
Dr. Dolittle. This is what we're watching.
So we're watching a biracial black person.
Oh yeah, he's biracial. He's not black. Yeah, he's not 100% black. But yeah, it's Dr. Dolittle. Literally what the fuck this is. Dr. Dolittle with fucking Pokemon. And he's like, I gotta solve a mystery.
I kind of want to rub Pikachu's belly. You saw like the Vaporeon in the corner?
They're weird looking because they're like soft, but like it's creepy. Like their eyes creep me the fuck out.
Their eyes are too realistic.
Too detailed.
Like I know in Pokemon to do the eyes is just a black thing. Like the fact that I can see that this Pikachu has like
what is that?
Jigglypuff.
What is that? Stop that.
The hair.
You got Greninja looks kind of cool.
Well, it looks like a Greninja.
Yeah, that one makes sense in real life.
Psyduck's eyes are just fucking bone chilling. How are these people okay with this?
Dude, this is fucking.
Oh yeah, Mr. Mime.
It's fucking weird.
This shit was awful.
Stop.
Yeah,
it's fucking cursed, dude. It's a fucking cursed image.
It's Krillin.
No, dude, it's worse. It's the shit of fucking nightmares.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm gonna wake up screaming with like the CG realistic Mr. Mime in front of my face. It's fucking awful.
Yeah. But I think like this movie is actually going to be a little bit funnier than other live action adaptations.
This is the shit of fucking nightmares, dude. I would not watch this movie.
I think it's weird that it came to like the West first. Like the West got first dibs on it.
I hate live action anime.
I hate live action anything.
Jigglypuff mob boss is evil. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck that. I don't fuck with that.
Jigglypuff is the antagonist of the fucking. That'd be interesting.
Why is she yellow?
Jigglypuff?
Yeah, in the trailer, she's like straight up yellow.
Well, Jigglypuff isn't always a she or he.
Whatever, dude.
Because I think the one in the show's a boy. The one that's always like drawing on everybody.
No, Mr. Mime is canonically doesn't have a
gender.
Gender.
Yeah. Even though he's Mr. Mime. Yeah.
But there's actually
and then there's Mime Jr.
In the original red version, if you try to look at the gender of Mr. Mime, it is not there.
Well, like most of the Pokedex entries in Pokemon are fucked up. So that's why I'm like, why are there certain Pokemon that still exist, like Drifloon? Drifloon just picks up small children, just drops them.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like Josh asked, did you guys ever see that realistic deviant art of Jigglypuff? The realistic deviant art of all the Pokemon is literally what this movie is. Yeah. It's creepy. It's
creepy. I think I like Pinsir the most.
Pinsir was cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really cool like realistic Pokemon art out there, but yeah, it's all fucking creepy. And like, why the hell he thought this was a good idea, I don't know.
Yeah, but aside from that, like that's pretty much all that's new in anime right now. I know I know that like VRV like a certain magical index the show was having an issue, so it actually got taken off temporarily for like 2 or 3 days, and come to find out it was like a certain magical index the season 3 is this what is it fall season's new season. Should we give it was supposed to be a reboot.
Should we give an update on the fall season before we talk about Castlevania?
I mean, yeah, we can.
How do you feel about it? Doing good?
I follow like 5 shows out of this season, like Goblin Slayer, Reincarnated as a Slime.
Don't watch
it. Certain Magical Index, like I just said, and Double Decker, and I feel like there's a show I'm missing in there.
You are Bunny Girl.
Bunny Girl, thank you. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl. Those are the 5 shows that I follow.
That last episode of Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl.
It was fucked up.
It's good.
It was so sad.
That show was literally all the feels, but it's not. Doesn't feel like it's a reiterated thing I've seen in anime before. It's definitely like a unique thing.
He's like, I think
It's really awesome.
I think it was weird that he just didn't let her play through it.
Oh
like,
yeah, it was great.
What if like
Spoiler
they
alert.
repeated over 100 days and he was just okay with it?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Until she snapped the fuck out of it.
I loved it, dude. If you haven't watched,
I like that. I also like that he wasn't
it.
even like, no, we're going to go to the beach again. He's like,
never gonna happen.
she's like, where are you going? He's like, I did this already. I'm going to go to the park.
Yeah. He's like, I don't. In a sense, I don't love you. Anyways,
well, it was like in a sense he got bored and he was like,
without explaining,
you'll
too
get
much,
bored of this eventually as well.
because I don't want to spoil
Yeah, it
that
was
episode
romantic.
for people. It's just a great show.
I am a hopeless romantic.
What's the show called again?
Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl.
Amazing show.
Yeah.
I'm still watching Sword Art. It's really boring, kind
Yeah.
of. But like, I'm really impressed with that show, and as well as
I still haven't
Goblin,
started it,
Goblin
but yeah.
Slayer is honestly really good. So
Yeah, Goblin Slayer is actually really good. I know it got like a lot of flack because it was promoting rape and
it was
other
not
things.
promoting rape.
Yeah,
at all.
it does not promote rape. Like I don't know where the fuck that
The
came
whole show
from.
is about murdering rapists in a sense. So
Yeah,
like,
I guess
like just what should happen to rapists.
Yeah, I think I heard you watching the part where they were fighting the ogre.
Yeah. The ogre was like, I'm going to rape that bitch. And he's like, no, I'm going to fucking kill you.
I'm going to make you hit the vacuum of the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it was a really interesting scene. But anyways, the ogre gets split in a bunch of pieces and he just shoves a sword through his head. And I'm like, that's what happened. That's what should happen to rapists. They should be split into multiple pieces.
Just drop them at the bottom of the ocean.
And then they should have a sword stabbed through their skull. So
Yeah,
like, I don't
like,
understand how every character that's raped in that show has been brutally murdered, and their children at one point were murdered.
Wait, that's what you're saying. You're saying all the rapists in that show. You said every character that was raped. I was like, wait.
No, every rapist. Excuse me. Maybe I'm sorry about that.
Every
rapist in that show has been brutally fucking murdered.
Yeah, so far, like that's his goal. His goal is to cleanse the world of rapists.
In a sense,
because goblins is just another word for rapists.
Goblins love rape.
Yes. Also, my buddy here, Vitra Rush, actually pointed out to me that goblins are only male. So in order for them to reproduce, they have to fuck female woman.
And the ogre confirms that.
Yeah.
Because he says, "Oh, I'm going to use it as my plaything, or I do need more goblin soldiers."
Yeah. So I was like, like the goblins are the reproduction of human abominations. Like that's basically what they are. So he's essentially killing.
Genocide.
Yeah, it's genocide towards like the lesser race, and the lesser race are
genocide of
rapists. And the lesser race rapes.
Honestly, I'm down with genocide of rapists.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say no. Like yeah,
can you say no to that?
Yeah.
Moving on.
I feel like rapists would if you're a rapist.
That's a good test. Do like, hey, random stranger. Do you believe in the genocide of rapists? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I know you're not a rapist now. That was a test. Yeah. You just insane. Okay. What else we got?
Well, yeah. So another thing that we both watched. I know I watched it literally at midnight. Castlevania, motherfucker.
So good. Castlevania on Netflix.
Castlevania was fucking amazing.
Let's just spoiler alert right now.
Isaac is black.
Yeah.
No, it's like I was so confused. Why is Isaac a black guy?
I like it. Hold on, real quick. Spoiler alert, if you're listening to this and are watching this and you haven't watched this episode, you haven't watched Castlevania, go watch Castlevania. Unless you don't care about spoilers, that's fine too. Anyways, go ahead. Isaac's black.
Yeah, so Isaac is black. All right, so I watched Castlevania. I'm a huge Castlevania fan. If you guys haven't seen on my arm, I have this gigantic brand of the Simon Belmont family emblem. There you go. Thank you.
Okay,
so I know my shit.
Real quick, let me ask you a question. As a huge Castlevania fan, this relates to what you were just saying. Is this the best video game adaptation?
I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. It's very playful. Like I said, I think me and you had a very big conversation about this the other day. It's Castlevania, the series, is based off of Castlevania 3, the game. Mm-hmm. Basically follows Trevor Belmont. He meets eventually Sypha. They fight in the castle somewhere down the line. He meets another character, Grant, who does not exist in the show. Grant was a thief or whatever. He threw a bunch of fucking knives. But I guess his talents are unnecessary in this story. Eventually, they do meet the character named Alucard. Like Sergio said, this is spoilers alert by the fucking way. So they eventually
Alucard?
meet
Dracula back.
Yeah, Alucard was the hero of Wallachia or whatever.
Yeah, you got it, Wallachia.
Yeah, and turns out he's actually the son of Dracula. And damn, was that fight fucking beautiful. And that was the first season, by the way. That's how the first season ended. Now, the second season.
Double the episodes.
Yeah, double the episodes.
The first season was, in a sense, a pilot.
Yeah, it was 4 episodes. And then I feel like they were trying to see, like, would people
and it went over super well. And, like, my question
it was gory as fuck.
My question to you, again, is, like, do you think this is the best video game adaptation?
I think, again, it was playful.
Okay,
yeah.
But...
Like,
can you compare? Because I'm having why is I'm asking this? Is I'm having a hard time finding anything comparable to this.
Fuck. Oh, there's so much.
Is there really? Okay.
Yeah, there's so much.
Keep going.
So season 2 starts, and then immediately they introduce the Devil Force Masters. Devil Force Masters were first introduced in the Castlevania series, I think back in 2002, in Castlevania Curse of Darkness on PlayStation 2. Mm-hmm. My second favorite fucking Castlevania game, by the way, with Hector, and then eventually they introduced the character Isaac, who was supposed to be kind of like an echo to the like Simon Belmont, another very popular Belmont character. But in the anime, they made him black. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted, like, it just threw me off through a loop because Hector eventually falls in love with Isaac's sister, and I was like, yo, Hector's gonna fuck a black chick. Like that's what the moment that I saw that he was black, I was like, yo, this guy's gonna fuck a black chick in Europe.
Because that makes sense for the time period.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
So that blew my mind. So I was immediately thrilled to see that
another
these
universe.
It's another universe. I was immediately thrilled to see these characters were like thrown together, and eventually like all this shit's gonna come together because again, these 2 games, Curse of Darkness and Castlevania 3, occurred at the same time. It was like a 3-year difference, and that's it. But like all these characters are still following the same story, and it was really cool to see like a little bit more about the Devil Forge Masters because it's very unclear about who the fuck the Devil Forge Masters are in the Curse of Darkness video game. So now I don't know if this is supposed to be canon, and
no, it's its own universe.
It's its own universe.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like seeing the lore fleshed out for Devil Force really Masters, cool. Like why would the human race side with Dracula, who is committing genocide?
And they explain it so well for each character.
Yeah, so like, Hector was tortured, and then Isaac also tortured. So
yeah, without giving too much away, like the way they explain why these humans are okay with the genocide of the human race is like
they did not have a great experience being humans themselves.
So interesting. It's like I love this season because it almost takes like I don't know if anyone's watched Game of Thrones, but it almost takes like a Game of Thronesy aspect where it gives you like these backstory to these characters, and it's like families fighting within families and generals fighting within the court of generals for Dracula.
It was like Game of Thrones, but Europe.
It was really cool. I honestly, bottom line about this show is I haven't seen a video game adapted into a show, whether it be live action or animated, as good as this.
I think it's crazy that like it's such an old video game whose tale is very loosely told already. Because like I said, this is Castlevania 3, so this is NES days.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so there's not much voice acting.
Yeah, there is no voice acting. It's just like brrr, brrr, and then you go and play the rest of the fucking game. There's like 4 lines in the entire goddamn series, and then like you go and through it, and then these people took this tale, this tapestry, and wrote a fucking awesome ass like story.
And I think the way to do video game adaptations is animated.
Yeah.
Because it's live action of anime or live action of video games never works. Like the Tomb Raider movie was garbage. All 3 of them were garbage. Even though I love Angelina Jolie and she's my beautiful future wife. Just kidding.
I mean, Tomb Raider movies weren't fucking awful. The newest one was garbage.
You try to rewatch the originals, dude. They're not good.
Anyways, I know, but so like saying back in the day for what we had.
I love this because it gives me hope for anime mixed with video games and just the whole. It's kind of cheesy sometimes, but I also love it. It's super playful, like the dialogue between
Trevor and Alucard.
Trevor
my
and
God,
Alucard
is the fucking best.
Like legit, like they use in a sense like
eat shit and die. Fuck you.
Modern slang. Yeah. Like they legit are mortal enemies, but they have to work together. So yeah, there's dialogue like
Alucard, doesn't this excite you? Well, this is a museum dedicated to the execution of my people, so no, I'm not really that fucking excited.
Yeah, that's verbatim dialogue from the show, and it's just like it's hilarious. It uses kind of modern slang, but in a sense, like it's just
It's
how
very
the characters are written
tasteful.
It's tasteful.
Yeah, it's tasteful
not,
cursing.
It's
like,
slightly
awesome.
cheesy, but then like it's just mostly fun and playful, and how you would think these characters would interact today, but based in a different universe. So yeah, they're mad at each other. He says, "Eat shit and die." Like it's funny. Okay. I love it. And then like the fight scenes, by the way, are beautifully animated.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, in comparison to the first 4 episodes versus the second season, the next 8 episodes, the show had significantly less gore. Like, you watch the first episode or first 4 episodes, you're just like, damn, so this is what this show is going to turn into, and then you watch the next one, and then rather than focusing on the gore aspect and like just like the carnage and all that stuff, what they decided to focus on was the choreography of the combat. Like, damn,
agreed.
All the shit that Trevor does with the fucking whip once he gets
so
the
cool.
Morning Star.
The Morning Star.
Holy shit!
I legit nerded out. My girlfriend's like, "What?" And I was like, "He's got the Morning Star." I was like, you don't understand? That's super cool.
It's the item crush move. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, it's like just wait. Yeah. And like he just makes things
every
time.
Yeah, every time you fucking tap something, it just bursts into fucking flames.
It's
like that shit was sick.
Like full of fan service. And it's just a beautiful adaptation of a game.
The Easter eggs, Slugger and Gaibin were featured in a fight. Like both Alucard and Trevor fight Slugger and Gaibin. Very famous duo in Symphony of the Night, by the way. There's a whole display cabinet of body parts and stuff like that, like Medusa heads and feathers and shit like that. And they have items at the bottom of them. Those items correlate with the beast that they're attached to in the bestiary to Symphony of the Night, which is my favorite fucking video game of all goddamn time. So I nerded the fuck out. I literally studied that whole kit. Yeah, I paused it and I was like, 202. Okay, give me a second. Malphus? Fuck, it was fucking Malphus. I was like, what? You gotta be shitting me. And like that shit like blew my fucking mind. It's like they're all the attention to detail in the show was so fucking crazy.
That's what I'm kind of saying is what I was getting at with that question is, and for me personally, this sets the standard of video game adaptations. This sets the standard.
It was very fun for me being a fucking diehard fan for this series to go and watch this show and to just see like all the little nice touches the detail that they did. The fact that the Morning Star was basically the initial item crush. The little potions that they had were like you had your mega potion, the super potions like really fucking tiny, had like little wings on the bottle and shit like that. Like seeing all those little tiny things. The fact that Alucard turned into the wolf.
Oh, dude,
that was fucking dope.
Cool. I forgot about
that. Shit was dope as fuck.
I got excited.
Yeah,
I got excited when I saw it. Oh shit, he's turned into a wolf.
And he fucked those vampires up. Like. Who would win in the fight? A wolf or a vampire? Apparently a fucking wolf.
It's not any wolf. It's Alucard as a wolf.
That still has the psychic abilities to fucking fling around the sword. And then like the whole time that Alucard's flashing, that is the default move that you get in Symphony of the Night. His item crush of the Alucard sword. The Alucard sword was given to him by his mother Lisa and all this other shit. But damn, I am gushing like hard as fuck. Yeah. My whole point is like this like game was so fucking awesome, and to see it like turn into a show,
but like
the story is correctly.
Exactly.
And I can't necessarily sit there and say that like there's a wrong way to do it because like I said,
but it's been done wrong so many times. It's been done so badly so many times.
The game's been done wrong. Yes.
No, but the adaptation into a movie and or live action. Or
I was about to say we're talking about Castlevania Judgment. That was a bullshit game.
Yes, there's been a lot of bad. Castlevania 64 is garbage.
It's canon though.
Still garbage game. Anyways, but. Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. Was like, from my experience, I'll replay it one more time. Is like this is what I want from like when I want to see a Halo adaptation. Yeah. I want something like this. I want the care. I want the Easter eggs. I want honestly to be. I think animated is the best medium. I know there's been a Halo movie rumored for the last 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And it's in a sense like. It's going to be so hard to do it live action because you're going to end up with Detective Pikachu, which looks like a terrible video game adaptation, or Tomb Raider, which was a very average video game adaptation. I just really appreciate the care and the time and the writing and the canonical adaptations into this series, which I think is just like, this should be the bar. Like, that's setting the bar for me. Just like, in my opinion, this is comic nerddom, Daredevil, the series, Season 3 just came out. Watch it if you're into Marvel Comics, because that, in my opinion, sets the standard for TV show adaptations of comics. Like Arrow is kind of garbage. Flash is okay, and like Gotham is kind of a fucking mess. Like, so like in a sense, like Daredevil is setting the standard.
Yeah, no, Gotham went their own fucking
show
thing.
Adaptations, and I think Castlevania is really, in my opinion, setting the standard for video game adaptations. Like,
can we talk about Dracula?
Dracula's story is
Dracula was
beautiful.
like,
I don't want to ruin the ending because the ending is literally
the ending was honestly what took the show to where it was. But what I want to say is, in your honest opinion, was he justified?
100%.
Like, damn, was everything that he fucking did okay?
Yes.
Yeah. You do the same?
Yeah. That's the thing is, like, I don't want to ruin the ending, but the ending was, like, that's the thing I love about the story is they made it, like, realistic in a sense.
They showed a monster that was literally made by man, by society. Because, yeah, he was born, like, basically to be a monster. Like, this is who he is. He's a vampire. In order for him to eat, he needs to feast on blood. But, like, he does drink pig's blood. Like, they did talk about that. There are other ways for him to live. And really, he was a scholar. They tell you this in the show. He was a scholar before he was a monster or a man even. And then, like, what they did to him, what they took from him, he fucking took that and was like, fuck it, kill them all.
Yeah.
And then they're like, everybody's questioning it. And this is kind of like what starts to divide and everything in his sect. But he was like, I don't care. Women, children, fuck it, kill them all. It's like, we're going to go to another country, kill them all too. And then there's like, but why? Because you don't know what the fuck they did to me. Like, he starts having a tantrum and shit.
It makes him human.
Yeah, it made him human. It made you realize that, like, this thing, this abomination can hurt as well. And, like,
the ending is he wasn't tear jerking.
Yeah, he wasn't really a monster. He was only a monster because they made him out to be a monster. Like, what they did to him was fucked up. And what they had coming, I don't think anybody would have predicted that shit.
So Josh, as a comic fan, I love his comics. He's like, the first season of Arrow and Flash, I'd say were great. I think first season of Flash, I would say is great. First season of Arrow was good. And a few seasons after that, I feel like good. Yeah. But in the end, like, I feel like they kind of floated off. I think Flash is probably the strongest DC because it's kind of quirky and fun. But Daredevil, I hard say when it comes to Marvel is the best. When it comes to the Defender series, that shit was whack. The worst is probably, have you seen Iron Fist?
Yeah, Iron Fist was garbage. My
it's so
God.
Bad. It's so bad.
Iron Fist and Luke Cage got canceled.
Yeah. Luke Cage wasn't terrible. It was also kind of quirky and fun. I like the whole fucking, like, almost like 1970s jive feel about it.
Yeah.
It was fun. Just because I love that era, I guess. You know how I am about that shit. Yeah. I love that whole fucking shit.
But we're kind of like going off topic.
Wait, I just wanted to address this comment. I won't talk too much about it, but in a sense,
another thing that we want to talk about, because we're actually pretty much done with Castlevania now. Watch the show. If you guys haven't checked it out, please watch Castlevania. Let that show get like all the fucking recognition it needs because it's a good ass show.
Watch Castlevania.
Now,
we talked about it for like 30 fucking minutes. So watch it.
But another topic that I think is actually pretty interesting, because I remember your girlfriend is actually talking about how she had never watched anime before. But what do you think is introductory level anime? Like, I want to talk about introductory level anime. Like, how do you get somebody else to know that there's a whole world of entertainment that they're missing out on?
And I love your I love this because it's so funny. Thank you for the comment, Josh. That's hilarious.
I see it right now.
Literally, the entire show is fucking just cheesy as fuck.
That's just awful. I'm glad Josh is here for this topic too. By the way.
Okay, so to get into anime, was your question. Like, what would you recommend someone? It's so funny because
introductory level anime. What do you classify as?
Because I've been to anime since I was a kid, but it's always fun to hear people try to recommend anime to people.
Anime has this stigma to where it's like, oh, you watch anime, ew. I've literally had those words said to me.
Yeah, they're like, what are you 7? I'm like, no, bitch. They're like my soap operas.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny because people. I need anime to convince someone who already has a genuine dislike to it. Same I've had you said to me about it. Yeah. So I think the problem is people are so attached to shonen. Things like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z.
Or they just like don't know anime, because even Naruto has sad moments. The fact that he saved the world on his fucking birthday.
Look, I love Naruto, but this is my problem is if you try to recommend someone Naruto, no one has fucking time for 500 episodes.
Yeah.
no one has time to watch One Piece. No one has time to watch Bleach. Like these famous and Dragon Ball Z too.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Go back and try to watch Dragon Ball Z all the way through. It is fucking a slog, bro. It is such a slog.
I mean, I've done it, but yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing it again.
As an anime fan, do not recommend the anime to friends. Recommend shorter animes that are easily accessible. That's why it depends who people are. But this is the anime. This is the anime I recommend to everybody.
Yeah.
If it actually,
it's your favorite anime.
Yeah,
I already know which one you're gonna say.
There's two I recommend.
Okay.
If they're a weirdo and they're open to things, I say FLCL. It is 6 episodes. It is the length of a movie in a sense. It's like a 2-hour, 3-hour thing. And if they're weird, I say watch that. That's a beautifully animated anime as well as written anime that if you're into weird shit, it's good. If they're not and they're more simplistic, like my girlfriend, actually 3. My girlfriend's first anime was Death Note. Mm-hmm. It's 27 episodes. It's a thriller.
I am going to take this chip and eat it.
Exactly.
And he does.
It's a drama.
And he does.
And then the third one is probably one of my favorites is Samurai Champloo. Another 27 episode anime, which is beautiful. The music's beautiful.
Samurai Champloo is
and the story's beautiful.
Basically the same director as same director and publisher as Cowboy Bebop, by the way.
Yeah. So like my thing is like everyone loves recommending these ridiculous.
I recommend Cowboy Bebop.
Obtuse.
That's my vote.
Obtuse animes, but I'm like,
and then Trigun.
Give people something a little like a taste of what anime is, and then say if you like that, watch.
I like that idea.
Naruto and watch One Piece and like watch Bleach, and then eventually get there. But everyone loves to recommend shonen. Shonen is the worst genre to start out in.
I think the very first anime that I've ever recommended to you was Re:Zero.
Again, another 27 episode.
Yeah. But like, damn, was Re:Zero good?
Oh, it's beautiful.
We did an episode on that shit every episode, fucking week.
We did a whole
that shit was
series
amazing. We followed. That was literally our anime book club kind of.
I feel like
bullshit.
we should do another one like that. That was fun.
We just both like share a show.
Do a small 10-minute segment for every episode.
Yeah, I'd be down. Goblin Slayer, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll start with the canonically classic one.
Yeah, we'll go back. Yeah. What is it? Oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter. Yeah. That's another shonen.
It's a shonen.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's really hard. But the thing about that is, shonens are very easy to write. That is the thing about shonens, and if the plot is easy to follow, then it's easy for the next consumer. That's why shonens are so fucking popular, is because the plot is simplistic. It's like, oh, this is the conflict. This character is going to go punch it. This character is going to get stronger if he punches the conflict more. Like that's literally what shonen is. And to the average viewer, that's easy to grasp. But you're gonna sit there and tell me that you have this ex-war veteran, this ex-cop, and then this bitch who's like cryogenically frozen, and then this other teenage girl that has nothing to do, and there's a corgi involved, and they're all like has nothing to do with each other's lives. But they're all like this little tiny family. And like this shit gets way too fucking complicated. They're all bounty hunters, by the way. One of them's a fucking hacker. One of them has like a prosthetic eye, tells nobody about his past. Like all this bullshit. Like, no, it's way too fucking complicated to grasp because these shows are shorter, but the plots are so much more fucking complicated. Like, and that is really fucking hard. Like even Trigun. Trigun is so fucking like, which is right behind your head, by the way. I just noticed that.
I don't think it's that convoluted.
It's
pretty simplistic.
It's pretty simplistic, like at face value. But if you want to sit there and break down the show, it's like this motherfucker right here. His story is heartbreaking.
Oh, you're right.
His story is fucking heartbreaking. It's like, and then even you at first, you were like, is this actually Vash the Stampede or is this a joke?
That's the first episode. I love it.
Yeah, and you're like,
it's probably one of my favorite.
But you question that for like the next few shows, and then like that one part where he's forced to actually like pull the trigger, you're just like, damn.
I think Josh said it in the other head is it's an open mind when it comes to anime because like you have to suspend belief in a sense. Like you have to suspend you have to suspend common rationality to appreciate some of these shows, like FLCL, which literally makes no fucking sense. Like,
but it's the story is actually like really complicated.
But that show. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that show
it's shorter episodes, even more complicated
6
breakdown.
Episodes of probably the most obtuse, hard to understand shit ever. Because like that's why I only recommend it. Like I recommend that coworker because he really likes Andy Kubert's work.
Okay,
which is like Andy Kubert is a director of film. He did fucking the Stephen King movie. Fuck's it called?
There's a lot of those.
I know. There's like 100.
A Wrinkle in Time.
Andy Kubrick is a director where he basically makes every frame mean something.
Yeah.
The Shining. He did The Shining. So that's what I love about Fooly Cooley is it's very, very like it's almost aggressively obtuse to where like every frame of that show you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And that I understand is like when I recommended that people, I'm like, did I recommend the right anime? Because like they're gonna watch it and be like, by the end of
like
episode
what the
6,
fuck is going on?
And
like,
I don't know what the fuck just happened.
And then like I recommended to you second was a Blood Blockade Battlefront, and I was
which is
like,
very similar.
Yeah, I was like,
very similar.
I was like, everything fucking matters in the background.
Yeah.
like
everything is placed strategically in order to invoke certain emotions and feedback and everything. So it's like. It's hard, man. Like, yeah, definitely an open mind. Definitely, like, I get a feel for what the person likes. Because honestly, there's some great, like, cutesy animes, like simple animes, like.
But what's the introductory level?
My Hero Academia.
Yeah, but that's a shonen.
Yeah, but
it's an early shonen, but it's a shonen.
The good thing about that, it's an early shonen.
It's an early shonen.
There's only 3
like,
seasons, so it's easy to get into.
It's a fucking shonen. Like, I like how your rant initially was not a shonen, and then the first thing you tell me was My Hero Academia.
Konosuba is a good one.
Konosuba is fucking great, and it's a satire.
Suba?
Yeah, and it's a satire, so that's why I think like it's a satire on that specific genre of isekai, and it is fucking amazing. Like it is such a well written show because it's so fucking corny, but it's corny in the right aspects. It's like. You know that this quality in that genre is cheesy as fuck, or like, why wouldn't you just do this? And the character is just like, yeah, no, we're just gonna go do this.
It's a giant satire. It's a giant satire.
I like. There's literally one quest where they're just like, should we go slay a dragon? He's like, no, we're just gonna go slay frogs. Nobody wants to go slay a dragon right now. Do you think that we can really slay a dragon with the crew that we have? You have like the girl who does explosions once a day, and that's it. Like.
She misses fuck. We're all dead.
Yeah, so it's like, no, we're not going to go slay a dragon. We're going to go slay frogs. And then nobody wants to slay frogs because they're gross and slimy. Like, that's every time they go out and do those quests, like, that shit is fucking hilarious. Show. Those are my favorite episodes.
It's a giant satire. It's a giant satire.
Like, those are my favorite episodes whenever they fight the frogs.
Makes fun of every show.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Like,
in a sense, yeah, I think that's it. Anything you're looking forward to?
I mean, like, I'm looking forward to Castlevania season 3.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's gonna follow the Curse of Darkness storyline now, so
it's good.
Yeah, I'm excited, but not really too many other things.
Was that Konosuba? Yeah.
Yeah, Konosuba.
Konosuba.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
It's a great anime.
Yeah, but that was our anime club, and I mean, pretty much just follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.
YouTube.
I know we're YouTube. We're available on most podcast apps. I know we're available.
Castbox. If you're on Android, I got that. If you're on, you got the Apple bullshit. You
iTunes
can find us on iTunes very easily.
Yeah. But thanks everybody for joining us and tuning us in. Thanks Josh for participating in the chat. And I
think we need to do Drunk Strems.
Yeah, we're about to do.
Are we gonna do Red Dead or Destiny or what do you want to stream? Monster Hunter? I don't know. Is there new stuff for Monster Hunter?
No, it's actually dead this week.
Oh my god, dead.
Yeah, but definitely we'll figure it out. But we'll tune back in about 5-10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and refresh and